If you've been watching my channel, you may know that I have a love for very big and very expensive amps. But however, I love very affordable and very tiny amps as well, because it's super practical, and nowadays you can't get bad tone anymore from those amps. I mean, when I started playing 20 something years ago, oh my god, I'm getting old, I had this tiny Squire amp, and it had a volume and a tone knob and a switch that said gain, and it sounded terrible. Nowadays you can get an amp like this for $350, maybe the generation before this is even cheaper. It sounds super good for practicing at home, like rehearsals, maybe even on stage. I wouldn't use it on stage personally, but I know a lot of guitarists do, and they're super happy with it. So good tone doesn't have to be expensive. Now this is the new Boss Katana Gen 3, the Mark III series, the 50EX, and the EX has a better cabinet design, and I don't know, it sounds better than the normal 50. And I'm very curious what this is gonna sound like, because I haven't tried it yet. I just took it out of the box. It's been sitting here for about a month or so. I got married last week. When this video comes out, it'll be like a month ago. So I simply didn't have the time. But you know, we're gonna explore together, and that's always a lot of fun. Let's go over some of the features, and then I'm gonna explain what I'm gonna do in this video. So from the top, it looks like, you know, the Katana amp we all know and love. You have your amplifier section, the equalizer section, effects section, and master volume and attenuation. And on the back you have a line out, so you can go straight into a PA system or into an interface. There's a USB-C output for recording. Finally, I mean, this industry has been relying on the 2000-year-old USB-A connector for way too long. I'm really happy to see brands finally moving on to USB-C. I think Blackstar was one of the first last year. Two connections for a Footswitch, which I have here. I'm going to show that in a bit, and an expression pedal. And there's a power amp in. You can connect your headphones, and there is this little rubber thing here, and that is used for. Here we go. This little thing. This is the Bluetooth adapter to Bluetooth enable your Katana. And then you can send Bluetooth audio to it, but also control the amp with the Boss Tone Studio, I think it's called the Tone Studio app, which is super cool. However, this is a €50 accessory. It's 2024. This should have been built in. I mean, I get why you would sell this as an accessory, but it's not very customer friendly. But on the other hand, it's really cool that you can Bluetooth enable it. Now this is the Footswitch they send me. It's super rugged. This will survive a lot of stomps. You can switch channels with this, like presets. You can control the effects. So there's a function switch here, press that, and then you can control the effects. And you can also control two amps simultaneously. You can attach expression pedals to this, like 2 or 3, and even attach an extra Footswitch to expand the functionality, which is super cool. Now this amp, it isn't out yet. I don't know the retail price. I think it'll be around 350, 360 euros. This is a €130 Footswitch, and together with the 50 euro Bluetooth adapter to make use of the full functionality of the amp, this costs almost half the price of the amp. So be aware, if you buy this and you want the full functionality, you'll have to shell out some more money to make use of the Bluetooth thing and have the remote switching. If you're using this like in your living room and just want a sound and you don't have to switch with your feet, then, you know, you can just work with the amp. Now, in this video, what we're gonna do, I wanna make sure you guys hear the speaker, so I have a mic here. So then we're gonna listen to some sounds from the amp with the speaker. I'm gonna hook it up to the computer with USB-C so you can hear the direct out, and I'm gonna play it with pedals because I'm a pedal guy and I'm really curious to see how well it accepts pedals. So, yeah, that's it. Let me hook this up. I'll be right back. I'm gonna use a Strat for this video because I feel like a Strat is a very hard guitar for an amp to digest. If it sounds good with a Strat, it's gonna sound better with a Tele. it's gonna sound even better with humbuckers. So that's my experience. That's how I love to test amps. Let's go through all the amp models real quick, and then I'm gonna make a sound that I really love. Not wasting too much time on every amp model because, you know, it's gonna get boring. This is clean. Nothing wrong with that tone. Now we're gonna go to pushed. Checking the levels. Sounds really good for 300 something amp. Bridge pickup. Imagine just starting out and this is your tone. Crunch. Roll back on the volume a little bit. Needs a little tweaking on the EQ. It's a little bright. Really nice lead. Woo! EQing. Brown, which is not my thing, but who knows. Ooh, it is my thing. The higher the gain the amp model is, the brighter it is, so you need some adjusting of the EQ. But that's where the presets come in handy, so you can have a perfect EQ for every type of preset. I really loved the pushed setting, and I'm gonna crank the gain a bit there. It's glorious. Really curious what the mic is picking up. Now, let's see what we have here. really, really great sounding amp. Time to hook it up to USB and see what that sounds like and see how it handles pedals. Be right back. Alright, here we go. I've decided to go with the line out to the interface because I have the mic running here and I have the in-ears, and it was a whole hassle to set that up on my computer. And I'm a millennial and not Gen Z, so I don't know how this stuff works. It's hooked up to the computer. Here you can see Tone Studio on the desktop version, and I have the app version here. It works so well. And I'm just gonna let you guys hear what this sounds like going direct. Let's go over Tone Studio just a little bit so you can get a feeling of what's going on. The cool thing is that you can change this stuff like directly from the knobs here on the screen. And you can deep dive into effects. So when you have effects turned on, you can also set it to vibrato, rotary, or ring mod. So let's set it to rotary with... It's quite speedy at the moment. All that kind of stuff. It's insane it's able to do this. There's a ring mod, there's a slicer. It goes on and on and on. You have so many effects here. So for the delay, in the first bit you heard the digital delay, but there's also an analog delay, there's a tape echo, there's a reverse delay. So I mean, from the amp itself you don't have the ability to set this up, but you can do the same things in the app as well. So that's the screen that's lacking from the amp. The controls are in the app. It almost feels like a very high-end effects processor with amp models and all the effects you want, and you just save a preset and just switch with the Footswitch. And in the boost section you can add overdrive. It's not just like a boost. You can add a blues drive, you can add an overdrive, warm overdrive, turbo overdrive, T-Scream. So here you can set several mic models. You can set the mic distance. You can set how far it is from the center of the cone. You can set room sound. You can do so much with this. But that's not the reason why we're here. The reason why we're here is that I want to see how well it works with pedals. So I have... Let's add a little bit more reverb. To lower the gain just a little bit. Alright, the Mythos Mjolnir. So this is the amp with the Mjolnir. Carbon X. Those two stack together. Jam Pedals Harmonious Monk and the Oracle delay. Sounds pretty good to me. All right, final thing. Let's try to get this tone somewhat similarly from the Katana itself. Then we have to increase the gain a bit, and I want to add... Well, I think I'll have to add a unify because And then I want a delay, analog, turn it on. I mean, this is with just like 2 minutes of messing around. You can get pretty damn close with just the amp instead of adding pedals. As always, I'm very impressed by what Boss did and is doing. Yeah, this can be an addition to many players. Like, if you're just starting out, this can be your main amp, but if you have bigger amps which you can't use at home, this is fantastic for home use. And you're gonna have so much fun with it. So, let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps to grow the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.